Hello, everyone. My name is Allie. I'm 20, and it doesn't matter how many body positive articles I read online or how many love yourself TED Talks I watch, I hate one part of myself. And that gives me a lot of trouble on many occasions. I hate my tongue. And not because I have a talking problem or a speech impediment or something like that. I hate it because it's so long. Yes, my tongue is really, really freaking long. And you might be thinking, well, how long is it? Long enough for me to be telling you this story. Long enough to even touch my freaking eyeballs with it. Long enough to make me hate it. And you want to know a fun fact about the tongue? Your tongue never stops growing. Never. That's why most old people make an effort to keep their mouths closed. It literally almost doesn't even fit in my mouth. The first time I noticed that I was weird was when I was 6. All the kids were showing their tongues to each other, and I remember showing mine to my friend, and he got so scared that he ran all the way back to his house. My mom told me that my tongue was completely normal and I had nothing to worry about. But we all know that moms lie sometimes, and you should never trust your mom's opinion because she doesn't ever see anything wrong with you, and if she does, she's not going to tell you. At school, a lot of the boys called me Snake Allie or Allie the Anteater. It was horrible. They made kiss posters replacing Gene Simmons' face with mine. And every time a Harry Potter movie came out, they told me if I could speak with tongues like Voldemort. It was really annoying. I told my mom how I was feeling about it, and she got a hold of some doctors to check out my tongue because she thought maybe that there was something wrong with it. All of them said it was completely normal, other than the size, of course. They mentioned that nothing like a tongue reduction surgery exists, and if a doctor tried to do something like that, it could be really dangerous. So there was no other option. I just had to get used to it. It was really rough for a few years, and just when I thought I was getting over everything, it got worse. I was in high school, and one of the older boys made a rumor that he and I had kissed, and that my kisses were the best because my tongue was so long. So all the guys who made fun of me then wanted to check it out for themselves and see if it was true. Was that better than being called Snake Alley? Yeah. Was I happy about it? Of course not. I was young and I couldn't handle all that attention. Plus, none of the guys ever wanted to get serious with me. They were nice until I kissed them, and then they forgot about me. One of them said that I had to give him a blowjob because he wanted to know what it would feel like. I did not do that, by the way. Not that I'm against giving blowjobs, I just didn't want to do it. They made a Facebook fan page with pictures of my tongue, and it was super creepy. Guys are creepy. They took pictures while I was eating or yawning. Now you understand why I'm always trying to keep my mouth covered. I made a promise to myself to not date any guys until I'm in college. And I was thinking, maybe guys will be more mature in a couple of years and everything will be just fine. Plot twist, not really. I thought all my problems would disappear after graduating high school, but I was very wrong. At college, they also noticed my big tongue. And at first, guys were curious about it. Girls even wanted to know. 3 girls actually asked me out in my first week. My first week! Why are people so interested in my tongue? I mean, I am more than just my tongue. I consider myself pretty and smart. I got great scores on my SAT. I'm also kind, and I play Nintendo Switch with friends. I am a heck of a lot more than just the piece of flesh in my mouth. The more frustrating part is that social media is making things worse. People are into some really crazy stuff, and I guess that some people have fetishes with people with long tongues. So there's pictures of me floating out there in these like chat groups or whatever of these freaks who want to just look at girls with big long tongues. Every so often, people send me messages, perverted people asking me for tongue pictures. I'm just so over it. I think I've been traumatized by this whole thing, and now I'm just asexual. I don't really get attracted to other people anymore. Maybe I forced this on myself mentally as some sort of defense mechanism. I've just had so many bad experiences. How can I be sure that anybody wants to be with me for me, not just because of my tongue? I'll probably never even kiss anybody ever again. I'm not a freak. Do you think that I'm overreacting? What would you do in this situation? Do you think that I'm wrong? Please let me know.
Hi guys, my name is Vanessa. I'm 18, and what I'm about to tell you is 100% real. I'm sure that many of you guys have been in a similar situation. I didn't want it to happen, but it just did. And I don't regret a single thing. It was my choice, and I'm actually really happy with it. You can judge me just by reading the video title, but you should listen to my story first before you try to just make assumptions about who I am. Since I was little, I've always been interested in older boys. I found guys my age kind of dumb, Besides, when you think about the guys of your dreams and you always imagine him being tall and strong and having a nice beard, I always dreamed of guys like Adam Levine. Until one day, Dad invited over one of his coworkers to come over for dinner. I was only 13 when that happened, and I was in love at first sight. It was as if someone went into my brain and made up a man with all of the characteristics I like. His name was Joe. He had super beautiful long hair and like a TV commercial perfect smile, and he was really tall, maybe like 6'3". After that day, I knew that he was the kind of man I wanted for me. I dreamt about him almost daily. There was no one I knew close to being like him. He was just perfect. Handsome, funny, had a good job, and every time he spoke, he made me feel butterflies in my belly. Horny butterflies. Why would you settle for anything less than that? I couldn't. I started to imagine that he and I were a couple and all of the things that we would do together. We would go to parties, the beach, have dinners together, etc. I even once dreamt that he was my date to prom and all the girls were jealous of me. I know, it's weird. My dreams kind of became an obsession. I even wrote his name in my locker so I could think about him every single day. Not that I needed the reminder. But when I turned 15, I dated a lot of guys who looked similar to Joe. I kind of gave up on the idea of him being interested in me, but I wanted to find somebody as close as possible. It didn't work. There was something special about Joe. You must think that I'm being crazy for saying that, but don't be hypocrites. We've all had a dream person that we've wanted to be with, and maybe they were older than us. I can't be the only one. When I was 16, my dad invited him over again for a barbecue. Now was my opportunity to show him that I wasn't the little girl he met. I wore a really short skirt and a super tight blouse. Not to brag about it, but I looked damn good. Mom was furious with me for the way I dressed, but I didn't care, and I wasn't going to let her make me change. I kind of hung out in the corner of the yard pretending to use my phone, hoping that he would notice me. After a few minutes, I could see him looking straight at me. I was wearing a push-up bra, and I made sure to lean forward over my phone so he could have a better look. I know, kind of bitchy, but I was enjoying it. He followed me on Instagram after that. Houston, mission accomplished. He was always liking my posts and interacting with my stories and sending me emojis. We never texted. It was really risky considering that he has a wife and a 5-year-old daughter. And all that danger made me want him even more. After turning 18, I approached him directly. I sent him a DM asking for advice on what to give my dad for his birthday. It was ridiculous. Dad's birthday wasn't even close, and Joe knew. I convinced him to meet me for coffee and talk about it. I was so nervous. I put on my cutest outfit and went with no expectations. He got there first, and he was waiting for me, and he looked amazing. We talked about my dad's present for less than 5 minutes. He complimented me on how I looked and said that he always thought I was gorgeous. That was enough proof for me. He was the one. We talked about each other for the rest of the date. Yeah, I said date because it felt like one. Then we agreed to hang out again. We continued seeing each other and everything escalated pretty quickly. On the 4th date, he invited me to his home when his wife wasn't in town. I accepted, and you already know what happened next. And it was amazing. I've been with guys before, but never with a real man. Joe is a real man. Now we secretly meet up once or twice a week. You might think I'm crazy or a homewrecker, but you don't know our relationship. And if you met Joe, you'd see why I feel the way I do. He really loves me. He said that he's considering leaving his wife to be with me, and I believe him. I'm telling this to you because it's liberating to just speak my mind. I'm not looking for advice, but feel free to give it anyways if you want to, because I know you're going to. I'll read the comments.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.